Hello, my 10 CBSE students. I am back with the last life process for you, that is excretory system or excretion. So, excretory system is the system for removing the waste from the body, right? So, what is the waste? There are different kinds of nitrogenous wastes which are accumulated in the body, right? Like urea. So, we need to remove it because they are poisonous. So, what is the system and what are the different parts we are going to see? So, let's get started. What is the excretory system consisting of? It consists of mainly a pair of kidneys. So what is the first thing which is present is a pair of kidneys. After kidneys, we have a pair of ureters and we have urinary bladder, and finally we have urethra. So the main parts are pair of kidneys, pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. So these are the four parts. Renal vein, these are all the blood capillaries which are bringing the blood into the kidneys. So are bringing the blood, and what is present inside the kidney we are going to see now. So what are the important parts? Again, quickly: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. These are the four main parts. So in the exam they will ask you to label every part and write the function of each. So kidney is the part which filters the blood to give out the urine because it contains nephrons in it. From the kidney, the urine is being passed through the ureter and it is reaching a bag-like structure called urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is a place for temporary storage of urine, and from there it is excreted out through a tube which is called as urethra. So that is about the kidney. Now coming to the definition for excretion. The process of removal of nitrogenous waste from the body is called as excretion. So what is this nitrogenous waste? As I told you, it is urea. It has to be removed. Why it has to be removed? Because accumulation of this toxic waste can be lethal for an organism. The organism can die. So we need to remove it at regular intervals. So what are the different parts? Again, I have mentioned it for you. Pair of kidneys, pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. Now, what is present in the kidney which is helping it for filtration? So that part is called as nephron. So this is nephron which will help in filtering. So it is the basic structural and the functional unit of kidney. So nephron structure might be complicated for you. I have taken the same figure from NCRT. Diagram is important. You have to practice the diagram also. In my next videos, I'll tell you how to draw it easily too. So nephron consists of a cup-shaped structure. This is a cup-shaped structure which is present, which is called as Bowman's capsule. This cup contains large number of tangled mass of tubes. It is called as glomerulus. Okay, Bowman's capsule and glomerulus is the first two parts of the nephron. Now this nephron tube is being connected to a long U-shaped tube. This is called as loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. There is a descending and the ascending tubes here. And finally, the Henle's loop is being connected to the collecting duct. So these are the parts. So Bowman's capsule, glomerulus, the tubular part is completely called as loop of Henle or Henle's loop, and it is being connected to the collecting duct. So around this tube, there are network of blood capillaries surrounding it, which are needed for reabsorption, secretion, and all those things, right? So now let's see the process. So the glomerulus is actually the network of blood capillaries to which renal artery is attached. Renal artery is only bringing the blood into the glomerulus, into the Bowman's capsule. So what is the artery which is taking the blood into the glomerulus known as? It is called as efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole brings the blood into the glomerulus. One more artery which is taking it out is called as efferent arteriole. So these two words are very important. One is bringing the blood inside and one is taking the blood outside. So efferent and efferent arterioles. Hope you understood. Moving further. So now there are three steps which are involved in the formation of urine. So first is called as glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, and secretion. In some books, glomerular filtration is also known as ultrafiltration. Okay, ultrafiltration, tubular reabsorption, secretion, both are correct. What will happen? The nitrogenous waste, water, glucose, amino acids, all these are filtered from the blood and it will reach into the Bowman's capsule of the nephron. So here they have shown you. So from here it is getting filtered and it is reaching the Bowman's capsule. First step over, filtrate taken out. Now what will happen? Tubular reabsorption. Now this filtrate may still contain some amount of important sugars or some important water or whatever is needed for our body still may be present. So we need to reabsorb it back. That reabsorption takes place in the second step. After this reabsorption by the capillaries surrounding nephron, the next is secretion. So the extra water salts are secreted into the tubule which opens. Now what happens in the tubule again, what will happen? Some extra water will be present. After reabsorption, we may have the like a feeling that it's extra water is still present, extra salt is still present which need to be secreted out. So again, that secretion will take place in the third step. Third step is secretion back into the tubule. And final step is whatever filtrate is getting collected, it will move into the collecting duct. It will go and reach the collecting duct. Collecting duct will be attached to the ureters. Collecting duct then will be moving into the ureters. From ureter into the urinary bladder and urethra. So like that, there are 3 steps involved in the urine formation. After in the urine formation, they have given it here. So the glomerular capillaries are taking the blood. You can see the efferent arteriole here, efferent arteriole taking it out. So the blood is reaching here, it is filtered out. From filtration, again the reabsorption takes place like this. Then secretion here, and finally the urine is being excreted out from collecting duct to ureter to urinary bladder and urethra. So the process is urine produced in the kidney passes through the ureter into the urinary bladder, stored there for some time and then released through urethra. So what is the purpose of making urine? The main purpose of making urine is to remove out the waste which is present in the blood. So what is the waste which is present? It is urea. In case of humans, animals and all, it is urea. The next important part or the topic involved in the excretion is hemodialysis. What do you mean by hemodialysis? Hem means blood, as you know. Dialysis means purification. So we need to purify the blood, in which case when the kidney of the person is not working properly, we have to go for artificial kidneys. So that artificial kidney is also known as a hemodialyzer. How it works, we are going to see now, right? So please listen carefully. We have a patient's hand here. From the patient, the blood is being the unclean blood which needs to be purified. It has been taken out from the person's body, and we are pumping it with the help of a pump into the dialyzing machine. So this is a dialyzing machine which is shown in the purple color. What is present in the dialyzing machine? It is containing dialyzing fluid present. Dialyzing fluid has the same concentration like the blood plasma. But what is not there? Nitrogenous waste is not present. Rest everything is same. Its concentration, its osmotic pressure, everything is same as blood except the presence of nitrogenous waste. Now this dialyzing machine is also having some parallel tubes present which are semi-permeable in nature. Okay, so these tubes will the blood will flow through these tubes, and finally what will happen, as it is semi-permeable, through the process of diffusion, the unwanted nitrogenous waste is being diffused out from the tubes and it is mixed with the dialyzing fluid. Now the dialyzing fluid becomes impure and the waste dialyzed fluid is being removed out. Before pumping the blood into the dialyzing machine, one important step is adding the anticoagulant. Why it has to be added? Anticoagulant help in preventing the coagulation or the clotting of the blood. So the important example for anticoagulant you have to add in your answer is heparin. Heparin is the common anticoagulant which is added. So once it will enter into the dialyzing machine, what will happen? There will be parallel tubes which are semi-permeable. All the waste will be removed out from the semi-permeable tubing, mixing with the dialyzing fluid. The waste dialyzing fluid is being removed out. Now the fresh blood again, after removing the air bubbles, is being pumped back into the patient's body. So this is a simple process of hemodialysis through which we are removing the impure blood and we are purifying the purified clean blood is pumped back to the human body. So this is about hemodialysis. Now, what happens in plants? Do plants also excrete? Definitely yes, they are also excreting. They are storing different types of excretas in the leaves, barks, or they are excreting in the form of gums, raisins, and all. So waste is stored in the leaves and the bark of the trees, which will later on fall off. That is one way. Plants will also excrete some amount in the soil which is surrounding it. They will release the gums and raisins through the old xylem, which is stored in the old xylem. It has been removed out through it. In some of the leaves, like crystals of calcium oxalate is a form of the waste which has been stored in colocaceae and in the stems of zamikant. So the metabolic waste is also stored in the form of calcium oxalates. There is one more important process through which wastewater is being excreted out, which we have already seen. That is transpiration. So plants can excrete the water also by the process of transpiration. So the excretory waste, if they're asking you the examples, you can write gums, raisins, tannins, etc. So these are the different types of waste which are excreted out from the plant body. So that's all about the excretory system. Hope you like the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye-bye.